All right, welcome one and all to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I'm your host tonight, John. Got to fix that baseball cap. Got to get it going. We got a lot to talk about in the world of sports for beautiful Thursday, May 8th. Wow, where's that month going? Mother's Day this weekend, everybody. Honor your mothers, whether they're here or not. God bless them, right? All right, we had a busy night in the world of sports. Let's go to the association, the NBA. And Minnesota dominated Golden State, just utterly dominated Golden State, and they were without Steph Curry. He has a hamstring strain, and they are saying that he'll be out for a week. To me, this really looks like Kevin Durant in 2019 when he had a hamstring strain and they rushed him back into the court and he blew out his Achilles for the next year. I personally would think you're not going to deal with Steph Curry like that. I mean, a year now, that might be the end of his career, and he is such an icon there. I still think what they did to Durant was dirty, and I think when the trade deadline came up and they wanted to make a trade for him, that's where he put up the middle finger. He said, "Yeah, I already been there and done that one. You and Bob Myers can have that." Because I know I was working in the Bay Area. I know that the team, management, whoever was leaking those videos of him doing quote unquote well in practice to the media. I mean, come on. What are we thinking? TMZ's breaking into practice? Oh, yeah, what a shock. Oh, look how well he's moving. Oh, wow. Yeah, boy, talk about how ruthless it is. And, he lost a year. They beat him 117-93, and Edwards did get hurt in the second quarter. It seemed pretty vicious on his ankle. He did come back into the game. He seemed okay. That kid is a monster on a monster. We shall see. All right, let's talk about the NHL. The Carolina Hurricanes. God bless you, the Hurricanes. They lost to the Capitals 3-1. Thompson, Washington, 28 shots on goal. He stopped 27. He was a fence. He was awesome. Anderson for Carolina was actually very, very good too. Had 20 shots, only allowed 2. There was an empty net goal at the end of this game. Carolina and Washington are tied up 1-1. We're going to go back Saturday night to Carolina, and we will see who gets through this round. In the I can't believe this is happening part of the news, Manny Pacquaio, one of the greatest boxers who's ever walked into a ring, is going to unretire at the age of 46 and fight Mario Barrios and July 19th in Las Vegas. And to me, this is just about the money. He probably has squandered his money. He had a home in Beverly Hills. He had a lot of opulent stuff. And I used to box, and explains the extensive facial damage. And when I was in that 5 years in the gym, I saw kids who had potential getting taken advantage of by nefarious promoters, managers, people like that. And it's just sick what goes on in that game. I mean, Mike Tyson, a kid from the ghetto, lost $400 million. $400 million. I mean, you want to throw up. They just it is literally the most uneducated sector in the sports world. There is no college programs for boxing. It's not like the 50s and 40s when Harvard had a boxing team and there ain't no boxing teams now. Now it's considered ruthless, it's barbaric, whatever it is, okay? But you don't before all the fitness stuff started, you didn't see gyms in very good areas. It was always in the ghetto. And the kid was trying to figure out a way to get out of his ghetto. And somebody comes up, it's like the pretty girl saying hi to you. Everybody wants to be, wow, I'm somebody. And, they just took advantage of it. And I think this really smells like Manny Pacquiao, who is the only 8-time champion, great warrior, has just I think he's blown his money. I think that's why he's coming back in. He's no Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins came back, and I don't know if that was a money thing either, but he was able to acquire a world title at 46. We shall see what happens to Manny Pacquiao. I hope he doesn't get hurt. I love Manny Pacquiao. And, I know this is stupid because it's a podcast, but it just breaks my heart seeing a guy who made all these tens of millions of dollars coming back here, risking body and mind injury. Also, we got the Edmonton Oilers taking a 2-0 lead, showing off, winning in overtime against Vegas 5-4, an epic game. They played lights out. God, they played good. Once again, the sixth straight game in the playoffs that Edmonton has come from behind. They are truly the cardiac kids. We're going to talk more about that later today with Scott. We'll see what happens. Oh, also another little tidbit, and I thought this was rather interesting. Probably why I'm talking about it. Is the NFL, in the NFL, the Houston Texans became the first team to fully guarantee a contract for somebody who wasn't in the first round. It was their second round pick, Jaden Hissing from Texas, 4 years, 11.7. The NFL is notorious for 1 year deals. I mean, I don't really care. When you look at contracts, you don't look at the 4 year, 85 million. See what the guaranteed money is? Because everybody is cuttable. I mean, the Jets cut Aaron Rodgers. That guy came into New York and he gave back $30 million. $30 million. And they still ended up cutting him. And I'm not saying it wasn't justified. I'm not getting on that. Oh, but at the end of the day, whatever they guarantee is all you're going to get. Don't count on anything else. Actually, getting through your entire contract is kind of a rarity. All right. We're going to talk about my Boston Red Sox and Rafael Devers. He's been through it all. He was the third baseman. He wasn't a great defensive third baseman. He was probably below average, but, he had a big stick. They signed Alex Bregman, a right-handed power hitter from Houston, natural third baseman, Golden Glove at third base. So now they moved Devers around. They're like, oh, where are we going to put him second? No, it's not going to work. They put him at DH. Okay, they actually blindsided him, and Devers has been very good to the organization. He did sign that big $300+ million contract 2 years ago. And, obviously everything goes around, right? Well, now they're talking to him. Craig Breslow talked to him the other day, the GM for Boston, was saying, hey, do you want to go to first? We have it with Campbell out, or Casas, excuse me, with Casas out, we don't really have a first baseman. We got a couple guys just working around it. And to me, this is kind of doing him dirty. This is the kind of bullshit Boston does. This is one of your stars. This is one of your anchors. Why are you doing this? You know it's going to get out in the media, and then he's going to get a lot of hate from the fans the guy doesn't even deserve. The guy's just trying to figure it out, man. He's our best player, straight up, and you're shaming the best player. That is why typically free agents don't go to Boston. We have the money. It's because of this kind of bullshit that goes on. I mean, I don't know. To me, they just did him dirty. I'll talk about a little more about it with Brian, but we shall see. All right, let's get going on what's in the MLB tonight. God, that Edmonton game. They are so damn good. Twins beat the Orioles 5-2. The Orioles fell to 13-23. Brian and I are going to talk about it in our podcast. I think the Orioles, I hate to say, I'm not one of those guys. We're a quarter of the way done with the season here. And the Orioles are 10 games under 500, and they just didn't get any pitching. I mean, really. It's just like, why don't you go out to the softball field and get somebody? The Red Sox won their series against the Rangers 5-0. Took the final game 5-0. Slayton got the win. We got the Royals. Jesus, man. They are hot. They are hot, and nobody is talking about them. Bubik got the win for the Royals. He's 4-2 with a 1.69 ERA. I don't think the Royals saw this. 9-1 in their last 10. 9-1. Yeah, I think they are 13-2 in their last 15. The Tigers beat the Rockies 10-2. Everybody does, but Casey Mize is probably the most underrated number 2 starter in the major leagues. He is 6-1 with a 2.5 ERA. I'm going to give you some advice here. If you bet, and I hope you don't, because it's a casino game, but think about Detroit to win the World Series. I know. They got Skubal, who is the best pitcher in baseball, and this number 2 starter in the American League, Mize, he's in the top 5. I mean, can you imagine getting into a 7-game series and those guys are going to go 4 games? I don't know. I know they don't have a very deep team, but if you have two stud starters, do we remember the 2001 D-backs? You know, Schilling, Johnson, what they can do? I don't know. I'm just saying. All right. Then the Tigers took the second game 11-1 because why not just sweep the doubleheader? What the hell? The Phillies then came back, or the next game up, they won in 10 innings over the Rays, 7-6. Braves finally got a win. I didn't even know that was possible. They're still 18-19, almost to 500, almost. They beat the Reds. The Blue Jays beat the Angels 8-5, avoiding the sweep. Bassett got the win, 3-2 with a 3.3 ERA. Dodgers lost on the road at the D-backs, 5-3, and I think that was Brian's pick for the NL West. I guess we'll see. All right, like I said, the hot story is Edmonton takes a 2-0 lead over Vegas in the NHL playoffs. The Capitals and the Canes are tied 1-1. All right, if you could, hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us, and we'll see you soon on Off the Rails.